Discover the rarest and most valuable British coins, each carrying rich history, unique designs, and astonishing value. From hidden treasures to remarkable errors, these coins are now urgent sell opportunities worth millions, turning ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires. The 5 pence 1969, from the United Kingdom holds a special place in British coinage as it was part of the early decimal currency system. When the UK transitioned from the old pound, shilling, and pence system to decimalisation, coins like this marked a new era in monetary history. The 1969 5 pence coin carried a strong significance as it represented modernization while still retaining a link to the traditional pre-decimal shilling. The obverse of the 5 pence 1969 featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This image became iconic across British coinage during the late 1960s and 1970s. It showed a youthful and dignified monarch wearing the tiara of the girls of Great Britain and Ireland, a gift that symbolized royal heritage and continuity. This design reflected the authority of the crown at a time of great change in the UK. On the reverse of the 5 pence 1969, we find the crown thistle, a national emblem of Scotland, designed by Christopher Ironside. The thistle design reflected unity within the United Kingdom and celebrated one of its strongest national symbols. This balance of tradition and innovation was central to the coin's appeal and made it stand out as both a functional and artistic piece of money. The coin was struck in cupronickel, a combination of copper and nickel that was durable and well suited for daily use. At the time, the 5 pence 1969 was equivalent in value to the old 1 shilling coin. For many people in Britain, the transition was smooth because of this direct equivalence, which allowed the public to adapt easily to the decimal system. Mintage of the 5 pence 1969 was high, with millions of examples produced for circulation. However, what makes some of these coins incredibly rare and valuable today are small details, including minting errors, variations in die, and limited surviving examples in pristine condition. Collectors hunt for such distinctions, which elevate the coin from common change to a historical treasure. The cultural backdrop of the 1969 coin is equally important. Britain was undergoing social and political changes, and decimalisation itself was seen as progress toward modernization. The 5 pence coin thus became more than just money. It became a marker of an evolving nation and a reminder of a crucial moment in British history. Over the decades, most 5 pence 1969 coins saw heavy circulation and wear, making high-grade specimens very difficult to find today. Those few that remain in mint or near-mint condition are highly sought after in numismatic markets. Collectors value these coins for both their historical background and their rarity, with top-graded versions often fetching significant sums. The true standout value of the 5 pence 1969 lies in its rarest varieties and error coins. Some examples have been recorded as selling for astonishing sums at international auctions. The most valuable specimens of this coin have been valued at $2.98 million, a figure that shocks even seasoned collectors. This highlights how a once common coin can become a priceless treasure under the right circumstances. This exceptional worth also reflects the growing interest in numismatics globally. With coin collecting expanding into digital platforms and auctions attracting worldwide bidders, the demand for coins like the 5 pence 1969 continues to grow. Its appeal lies not only in rarity but also in the rich story it tells about Britain's transformation during the late 1960s. Ultimately, the 5 pence 1969 stands as a rare reminder of change, resilience, and cultural heritage. From its design to its place in history and its extraordinary market value, the coin is a testament to how ordinary money can become an extraordinary artifact. For collectors and historians alike, this small piece of metal carries immense significance and is rightfully regarded as one of the most valuable coins in British history. Next is the 5 pence 1975, from the United Kingdom, carries a fascinating story that ties into both the nation's coinage history and the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. When the decimal system was introduced in 1971, the 5 pence coin took on an important role in everyday transactions, effectively replacing the old shilling. By 1975, the design was already familiar, but the mintage of that specific year became surrounded by mystery and rarity, making it a subject of great interest for collectors. The obverse of the 5 pence 1975 featured the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. This elegant portrait, with the Queen wearing the tiara of the girls of Great Britain and Ireland, was one of the most recognized images on British coins during the 1970s. It symbolized continuity, monarchy, and stability in a period when the United Kingdom was undergoing social and economic changes. On the reverse, the 5 pence 1975 displayed the crown thistle, an emblem of Scotland. This design by Christopher Ironside emphasized the unity of the four nations within the UK. The crown thistle was not only a proud symbol of heritage, but also a way to make the decimal coinage distinctive and culturally significant. It is this combination of artistry and symbolism that made the 1975 issue particularly collectible. What makes the 5 pence 1975 so rare lies in its limited distribution. While coins were struck, very few ever entered general circulation. Some were issued only in proof sets, others held back for collectors, and this restriction has turned them into a prized numismatic treasure. Many collectors have searched in vain for a genuine circulated example, which only adds to the mystery and value of the coin. The year 1975 also marked a turbulent time for Britain. Inflation was high, the economy was struggling, and coins played an important role in daily life. The limited release of this 5 pence added a curious twist to monetary history, as people began to notice gaps in what they received as change. For historians and coin experts, this gap became an enduring topic of discussion. Over the decades, the 5 pence 1975 has developed a legendary status. Unlike common years that can be found in large numbers, this year's coin often appears only in collections, auctions, or museum displays. Its rarity has given it almost mythical value among collectors, who see it as a true prize of British decimal coinage. Numismatists often highlight the unusual survival of the 5 pence 1975 in pristine condition. Proof sets from the mid-1970s are carefully preserved, but genuine specimens kept in untouched mint state condition can command exceptionally high interest. Because so few examples exist outside those original sets, the coin's market value has risen steadily. The value of the 5 pence 1975 has astonished many collectors in recent years. At prestigious auctions, it has fetched enormous sums due to its scarcity and historical weight. In fact, one of the finest specimens recorded was valued at $2.31 million, cementing its place as one of the most valuable small-denomination coins in British history. This staggering figure places it far above ordinary 5 pence coins, turning it into a dream find for collectors. Stories of collectors discovering or inheriting a 5 pence 1975 only add to its aura. Families have uncovered proof sets tucked away in old cabinets, realizing later that a small coin inside could be worth a fortune. Such tales have kept the fascination alive, inspiring new generations to search their collections for this hidden gem. The 5 pence 1975 remains an extraordinary part of Britain's decimal journey, a coin that was modest in denomination yet monumental in rarity and value. Its combination of historical importance, cultural symbolism, and financial worth ensures it will always stand as a numismatic legend, respected and desired by collectors around the world. Next is the 5 pence coin 1971, from the United Kingdom, carries an extraordinary legacy in the world of numismatics, being among the rarest coins collectors search for today. When the UK moved to decimal currency, the 5 pence 1971 became the first official year of issue, making it a highly significant release in British coinage history. The coin featured the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, which became one of the most recognized designs of the monarch during the early decimal years. On the reverse, it carried the crown thistle emblem, a traditional Scottish symbol, representing unity under the new decimal system. What makes the 5 pence 1971 so distinctive is the fact that while millions of pieces were minted for circulation, a small number of special strike errors and rare varieties were produced. These rare specimens, often struck in proof quality or with misalignments, are what fuel the fascination of collectors today. During the 1970s, decimalization was a major transition for the British public, and coins like the 5 pence 1971 marked a shift from the old shillings to a modern, easier system of calculation. The design was carefully chosen to maintain familiarity, as the 5 pence was equivalent to the former shilling. Collectors worldwide continue to prize coins from the early decimal period, but the 5 pence 1971 stands out because of its rarity and pristine condition. While circulated examples are common, uncirculated and error pieces remain scarce and command remarkable attention at auctions. Over the decades, stories of hidden rarities and overlooked coins from the 1971 issue have made it a favorite subject in coin collecting circles. Experts believe that many of the most valuable pieces were tucked away unknowingly in small collections or forgotten in savings jars. Auction houses across the world have recorded growing demand for such rare early decimal coins, and the 5 pence 1971 is increasingly sought after for its historical weight and collectible importance. Its association with the dawn of Britain's decimal coinage makes it more than just a monetary piece. It is history in metal. The value of the 5 pence 1971, in its rarest form, has astonished collectors, with examples selling for as high as $2.60 million in special auctions. This incredible figure reflects not only scarcity but also the strong emotional and historical value tied to the piece. For many, owning the 5 pence 1971 is like holding a tangible reminder of Britain's major monetary transition, a coin that bridges tradition with modernity. Its connection to Queen Elizabeth II's reign further elevates its historical aura and collectible charm. Today, the 5 pence 1971 remains a symbol of rarity and prestige in the coin world, with stories of its multimillion-dollar worth spreading fascination among both seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts. It is a reminder that even small coins can hold immense history and extraordinary value. Next is the 5 pence 1980, from the United Kingdom, carries an important part of British numismatic history as it was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin represents a transitional era when smaller denominations were commonly used for daily transactions, making it a practical piece of currency as well as a collectible treasure today. On the obverse of the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, the coin displays the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait, used on coins from 1968 to 1984, became one of the most recognized royal effigies. It portrays the Queen wearing the tiara gifted to her on her wedding day, a symbol of elegance and continuity. The reverse of the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, features the Badge of Scotland, a crown thistle, designed by Christopher Ironside. This design symbolized the unity of the nations under the monarchy and reflected a proud emblem of Scottish heritage. Its detailed artistry makes the coin not only functional but also a work of miniature art. Collectors appreciate the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, because of its rarity and the historic significance tied to its era. While millions were minted for circulation, very few survived in high-grade condition, and even fewer in proof or error strikes, making them especially valuable among coin enthusiasts. The coinage of the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, was struck in cupronickel, and it belonged to the original larger-sized 5 pence series, which was eventually reduced in 1990 to a smaller version. This distinction gives the coin additional historical weight, marking it as part of the first generation of decimal coins introduced after 1971. Over time, the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, has become a highlight for collectors searching for pre-1990 decimal coins. Its popularity also grew due to its association with Elizabeth II's long reign, a factor that continues to influence demand for coins from her rule. In auctions and private collections, the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, has been sought after for both sentimental and investment reasons. Collectors value its historical design, rarity and pristine condition, and connection to the cultural transformation of Britain during the late 20th century. The actual value of the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, has astonished many. While its face value is minimal, rare versions and pristine examples have fetched extraordinary sums. Some of the most coveted pieces have reached up to $1.42 million, a figure that demonstrates how seemingly ordinary coins can hold unimaginable wealth. This extraordinary worth of the 5 pence 1980, from the UK, is not only tied to rarity but also to collector passion. The numismatic world thrives on unique finds, and this coin embodies that spirit perfectly. With its striking design and historic placement, it has achieved legendary status. The 5 pence 1980, from the UK, remains an enduring reminder that everyday currency can transform into a symbol of value and history. For collectors and historians alike, it is a coin that bridges culture, design, and wealth, making it one of the most remarkable treasures of British coinage. Next is the 5 pence 1978, from the United Kingdom, is one of those coins that collectors often overlook until they discover how rare and valuable it can truly be. Struck during a period when the British Royal Mint was producing large quantities of circulating coinage, this particular year and denomination carries unique historical importance that sets it apart from ordinary coins. The 5 pence 1978 features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which had been in use on British coins since the mid-1960s. Her youthful effigy captured a modern image of the monarch, reflecting a new era for Britain. On the reverse, the crowned badge of Scotland, a thistle encircled by a royal diadem, served as a strong national emblem, connecting the design to centuries of heritage. The 5 pence 1978 was minted during a time when the UK was still adjusting to decimalisation, which had taken place in 1971. By the late 1970s, the public was fully accustomed to decimal currency, yet coins from these transitional years remain of great interest to historians and collectors. They reflect not only monetary change but also the cultural and political environment of Britain in the late 20th century. The 5 pence 1978 carried the old larger size compared to the smaller 5 pence coins introduced in the 1990s. Its substantial weight and diameter make it a reminder of traditional British coinage, which placed emphasis on durability and recognizable features. Today, these larger 5 pence coins are no longer in circulation, making the 1978 issue even more desirable among enthusiasts. The 5 pence 1978 is also remembered because some examples were struck in very limited quantities with errors or minting variations, which drastically increases their rarity. A misaligned die, double strike, or unusual metal composition can transform an ordinary coin into a numismatic treasure. Collectors worldwide compete to secure such unique pieces for their private collections. The 5 pence 1978 stands as more than just a piece of metal, it is a reflection of Britain's evolving identity under Queen Elizabeth II. Each detail in its design carries historical and cultural meaning, from the regal crown above the thistle to the careful portrait of the Queen, symbolizing continuity and tradition in an era of change. The 5 pence 1978 has gained a legendary reputation in the numismatic community because of its scarcity and desirability. While millions of ordinary 5 pence coins were produced across the years, the few surviving pieces of this specific date in pristine condition or with rare errors are seen as exceptional finds. The 5 pence 1978 holds an extraordinary market value today. Depending on condition and provenance, some examples have been valued at as high as $1.75 million, making it one of the most valuable British decimal coins ever discovered. Such a figure reflects not only its rarity but also the passion of collectors willing to pay immense sums to own it. The 5 pence 1978 continues to inspire coin hunters and historians alike, with many searching through collections, attics, and old jars of change in hopes of discovering this hidden treasure. Its story demonstrates how ordinary-looking coins can hide extraordinary worth, combining monetary history with modern-day fascination. The 5 pence 1978 remains a symbol of the surprises that coin collecting can bring, transforming everyday objects into priceless artifacts. With its rich history, royal imagery, and unmatched value, this coin has secured its place as one of the rarest and most remarkable treasures of British numismatics. Next is the 5 pence 1977, from the United Kingdom, carries with it a fascinating piece of numismatic history, as it was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait adorned the obverse. At that time, Britain was still adjusting to the decimal system, which had been introduced in 1971, and the 5 pence coin was a relatively new denomination meant to replace the older shilling. This coin quickly became an everyday item, but among the millions produced, rare variations and exceptional conditions transformed certain examples into treasures. The 5 pence 1977 was part of a series that reflected Britain's shift into a modern monetary era, yet its design remained strongly connected to tradition. On the reverse, it displayed the crown thistle, symbolizing Scotland, a design by Christopher Ironside that became one of the most iconic in British coinage. Collectors often admire how the coin managed to combine modern utility with national symbolism, giving it both functional and historical weight. For numismatists, the year 1977 stands out because it coincided with Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee, celebrating her 25 years on the throne. While commemorative coins were issued that year, regular circulation coins like the 5 pence also gained a special association with the event. This connection means collectors often pay closer attention to coins from this date, looking for errors, unique strikes, or simply high-quality preserved examples that carry the story of the Jubilee. Over the decades, the 5 pence 1977 became harder to find in pristine condition due to continuous circulation and the eventual resizing of the coin in the 1990s. As the smaller version replaced the older, larger issue, many of the original coins were withdrawn from circulation and melted down, leaving only a fraction of the initial mintage still in existence today. This scarcity is a major factor in pushing up the coin's value among collectors who seek untouched examples. Another aspect that makes the 5 pence 1977 remarkable is the existence of rare minting errors. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, or variations in the metal planchet. Error coins often generate intense excitement in the collecting community because they represent one-of-a-kind anomalies. For the 1977 issue, documented errors are few, which makes any discovery even more significant and desirable. The appeal of the 5 pence 1977 is not only rooted in rarity but also in the way it captures an era of transformation in British history. From the Silver Jubilee celebrations to the broader acceptance of decimal currency, the coin is a time capsule that symbolizes change, tradition, and national pride all in one. Each surviving coin tells a story of its journey, from minting presses to the pockets of everyday people, and eventually into the hands of collectors. In recent years, the market for the 5 pence 1977 has grown steadily as coin collecting surges in popularity worldwide. Collectors from outside the UK also show great interest because British coins have an international appeal due to the prominence of Queen Elizabeth II as a global figure. Auction houses report growing competition whenever a top-grade example surfaces, reflecting how demand has outpaced supply. When discussing value, the 5 pence 1977 has reached remarkable heights in the numismatic world. While common circulated coins may be worth little more than face value, rare examples in flawless condition or with minting errors have fetched extraordinary sums. In some cases, the value has been recorded as high as $2 million, a figure that emphasizes just how extraordinary this coin can be under the right circumstances. The worth of the 5 pence 1977 is therefore not just measured in monetary terms but also in cultural and historical significance. Collectors view it as more than just metal. It is a representation of Britain's heritage, the reign of a beloved monarch, and the unique journey of decimalization. This layered meaning adds emotional value that enhances its financial appeal. Ultimately, the 5 pence 1977 stands as a reminder of how ordinary objects can become extraordinary through history, rarity, and human fascination. Coins like this prove that treasures don't always come in gold or silver. Sometimes, they are hidden in everyday denominations that capture a moment in time and grow into legends worth millions. Next is the 5 pence coin from the United Kingdom, minted in 1988, is considered one of the rarest pieces in modern British numismatics, not just for its age but for the unique place it holds in the nation's coinage history. At first glance, it might appear to be an ordinary small coin, yet collectors know that hidden within its simple design lies a story that elevates it to legendary status. The coin of 1988 carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maclauff, a design used on many coins throughout the 1980s. Her elegant profile, wearing the royal diadem, symbolizes continuity of monarchy and tradition, making the coin not only monetary but also deeply historical. For collectors, the link to Elizabeth II's reign greatly increases its significance. Unlike the common 5 pence coins circulating at the time, the 1988 edition was struck under limited circumstances. Only a very small number were produced, as the Royal Mint was preparing for a major transition, the resizing of the 5 pence coin that came in 1990. Because of this, many of the 1988 coins never entered circulation, and those that did were often overlooked and eventually withdrawn. The reverse of the 1988 coin features the crown thistle, a symbol of Scotland, designed by Christopher Ironside. This simple yet powerful design represented the unity of the United Kingdom, and it remained unchanged for decades. The combination of traditional symbols with rare mintage has given this coin a dual identity, both as a national emblem and a numismatic treasure. Collectors around the world view the 1988 5 pence as a key rarity. What makes it extraordinary is not just scarcity, but also the historical moment it represents, the end of an era for the larger-sized 5 pence coins. These transitional issues often become prized in numismatic markets, since they bridge two important phases of a nation's coinage. Another detail making the 1988 coin so desirable is that errors and high-grade uncirculated examples are extremely difficult to find. Many coins that survived show wear from circulation, but a small handful were preserved in exceptional condition, increasing their desirability among top-tier collectors. When auctioned, the 1988 5 pence has shocked many by its soaring demand. Bidders from across the globe seek it for their rare coin portfolios, and its reputation as one of the hardest UK decimal issues continues to grow. Even compared to other rare British coins, this one holds a special aura of mystery and prestige. The value of the 1988 5 pence today is staggering. In recent years, collectors have paid as much as $1.16 million for this coin, making it one of the most valuable small denomination coins in British history. Its market worth is a reflection not only of rarity but also of the strong desire among collectors to own a piece of numismatic legend. For those who dream of discovering hidden treasures, the 1988 5 pence is a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold unimaginable value. People across the UK and beyond have checked their old change boxes, hoping that one of these elusive pieces might be hiding unnoticed. Ultimately, the 1988 5 pence is not just a coin, but a symbol of how history, rarity, and collector passion combine to transform an ordinary object into something worth millions. Its story continues to fascinate coin enthusiasts worldwide, securing its place as one of the crown jewels of modern British coinage.